guys, it's me, Becky. The day we filmed this, it was very windy. The sound was crap. Also, it was getting late in the afternoon and the light was crap. Did what I could to clean it up for you in post. You can only polish a turd so much. If you have any other questions or things you want to see on the car, leave them in the comments.
Hello and welcome. It's wintertime here in Vermont. Sort of. We're here to give you a behind the scenes look at the best rally team, UniCARn. Come with me. So as you can see, we have our awesome team artwork done by the fantastic Becky Best, our graphics designer and team manager. Let's take a look inside. So we have our FIA spec roll cage that we built ourselves. This is my own custom design, kind of based off of what the rules dictate and some other cages that I've seen out in the field. Now when you're doing this and building these, there's a lot of things that you don't necessarily know the first time you do it, like spatial requirements and needs for inside the car. So it's a little tight, especially between here and here. If I was going to do this again, I would shift things a little differently, but for all intensive purposes, it is working well. The seats are specially designed to help with side impacts. That's why it has this halo on it. That way, if we take a tree in the side of the car, both the roll cage will stop us from having any serious injury, and then this will also keep our heads from rattling around too bad. So this is where the real business happens, right? This is the cockpit. We've got a hydraulic handbrake set up so we can launch the car a little better, and this is the oh shit handle. So if something goes wrong, that helps you get out of trouble. We've got an in-car communicator so that I can talk to my co-driver and we can hear each other clearly while notes are being called. This is a battery kill switch. This shuts the car off in emergency. So if we need to stop a fire from happening or if we're in an accident, we can turn this up and then that kills the fuel pump and everything and makes the car safe again. This is our fire extinguisher pull, so if there is in fact a fire, we give this a good yank. That fires off nozzles inside the car and it fires off nozzles under the hood and potentially puts out a fire, or at least gives us enough time to get out of the car in that event. When you're prepping a rally car, you have to completely strip all the deadening out and the carpets and everything. And I decided to replace some stuff on the floor with mats. As you can see, somebody's been in here with muddy boots, which just kind of helps grip on the floor and things when you're driving and kind of helps keep the mess relatively contained. When you're doing a roll cage as well, these hoops go up to, sorry, we're bumping around a little, this main bar up here. And when you're doing that, you see down here on the floor, there's a plate under there. Well, underneath that, we had to cut a hole in the floor and drop the cage down so we could weld across the top, shove the cage up, put the feet underneath, and weld all that together. So just kind of a trick if you're thinking about doing this yourself. Well, let's go take a look in the trunk. So in here, we have all of our tools and spill kits, tow ropes, and other safety equipment that's required to run in the sport. We keep it in a nice tidy bag so it doesn't go riding around the car mid-stage. And as you can see, there's further lightening and removal of deadening in the back. These are custom brake lines that we ran to work with the handbrake that you saw earlier. And then as you can see over there, the fuel lines, we had to reroute them. They normally go between the roll cage and the door, but that's against the rules. So you have to actually route them on the inside of the cage so that in the event of an accident, they are protected. So I want to show you this. This is the external fire extinguisher pole. So if something happens and there's a fire and nobody's in the car, it can be activated from outside and hopefully save the car. Now, if you come with me, we have all of these lovely suggestions for our co-drivers, so they know what not to do and what to do while they're flying down stage with me. And if you come over here, harnesses are very important. You got to make sure these are FIA regulated and they will have a valid date. So mine actually need to be replaced at the end of next year. But these are very important. You want ones that are good and wide and work with a Hans device and have the certifications, because there are quite a few manufacturers out there these days that are making knockoffs, which is not really all that good considering these things save lives, and you just got to be careful. So buy them from reputable sources. Otherwise, we've got our first aid kit in the glove box, along with some spare tools and things. Fire extinguisher warning labels, you got to have those so people know where to look for fire extinguishers and fire extinguisher activation devices. So here we are at the front. Make sure you notice our iconic rainbow grill. We're pretty noticeable when we're coming down stage. If you look under here, some other safety devices and things that people don't always get right. So you want to make sure you do your battery correctly. You got to insulate your positive terminal somehow, some way. Doesn't matter. It's got to be insulated. It's got to have a proper tie down. This thing can't be going and bouncing around. This is a fuse holder for the Rally Safe system that American Rally Association runs. It is a very unique and handy system that allows the cars to talk to each other. It makes the stages safer. We know if there is an accident on stage. We know if we're gaining on somebody and we need to pass. We know if cars are gaining on us. It does all kinds of cool stuff. You have to make sure everything under here is wired properly. So you want to make sure you reinforce your strut towers. Now there are some classes that don't allow it, but if you're going to run in a class that does, it's a really good idea to do this. That way, under impact, you won't blow out the top of your strut towers. And I didn't tie into my roll cage because I didn't want to cut through the firewall. I plated my firewall and ran these nice heavy bars back to it to kind of help strengthen things up. If we look over here, these are the nozzles for the fire extinguishing system. There's 4 of them under the hood, so that in the event of a fire, in theory, it will at least buy us time to get out, if not put the fire out. So the UniCARn still has its stock 2.2 liter motor in it. Well, I say stock, we've done a couple things to it. It was originally a automatic 2-door coupe that I paid $450 for, and it was a rust bucket. And I took it from that and completely redid the body and everything and put it back together so that it looks like it does today. I had a donor car that had another 2.2 liter motor in it with a 5-speed transmission, so that's how we converted it over to manual. And it's been a journey. I've been building this car for 10 years, and every time we turn around, there's more to do. We're about to send it into the garage to get ready for the 2022 season. I have some good plans for that, and I am looking forward to it. Hey everyone, Edward Best here, owner and driver for Best Rally Team. Thank you for watching. In fact, if you've made it this far, that means you watched the whole video, and that makes you extra awesome. For more rally-inspired content and sim rally-inspired content, please like and subscribe. And please check out our team on Facebook and Instagram at Best Rally Team. For merchandise like this and like this, you can get it printed on basically everything. There's a link down below in the description. It takes you right to Redbubble. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.